In today's news, breaking news coming out of Buckingham Palace, Queen Elizabeth II has transitioned. High migration rate makes BVI well poised to further global and regional agenda, says Premier. Government seeks legislative drafting service for marine laws and social assistance benefits under review. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you, you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home. Keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome everybody. It's Thursday, September 8th, 2022. A terrific Thursday a wish to each and every one of you. I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. We begin today's newscast with breaking news coming out of Buckingham Palace. Britain's Queen Elizabeth II has died at the age of 96, according to Buckingham Palace. Her death brings to a close a reign that spanned 7 decades and made her the most recognized woman in the world. As monarch, the Queen is automatically granted a publicly funded state funeral. Details for that funeral are expected to be released by the palace very soon. The Queen died peacefully this afternoon, surrounded by her family at Balmoral Castle, her beloved summer home in the Scottish Highlands. Many of her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren were at the Balmoral or on their way there, including her son Charles, heir to the throne, and the royal family announced on its social media page. Now, her son Charles, who is now king, since the announcement of her passing, many persons also asking what will now happen. Now, the protocols set in place are as follows. Traditionally, with the death of the previous kings and queens, the day the Queen dies will be followed by an official 12 days of mourning period, according to the Mirror. During this time, a lot will happen, including the transport of the Queen's body. An elaborate plan was devised back in the early 60s and named Operation London Bridge, which specifies every little detail, including the wearing of black ties in the BBC, comedy TV removed from the transmission, sports fixtures cancelled, and radio stations forced to play somber music. Oh, and there will be 2 public holidays also, one for the Queen's funeral and the other for the King Charles coronation. Now, the operation was fully approved by Queen Elizabeth II herself and has been updated 3 times a year ever since then. There are 2 parts to Operation London Bridge: the formalities and the impact on society, as a grief-stricken Britain is expected to temporarily grind to a halt. Various ceremonies and mourning processes will also take place. Now, viewers, in the immediate aftermath of the Queen's death, this is the plan. The Queen's death will first be communicated by her private secretary. This information will then be passed on to the UK Prime Minister, Miss Liz Truss. Flags will be flown at half-mast within 10 minutes of government officials being told about her death. Gun salutes will also take place afterwards. Any tweets and retweets by government officials must be signed off by spin doctors first. No one can make a statement until the Prime Minister does. A TV announcement will be made by Buckingham Palace. A funeral will then take place 10 days later. Her body will lie in state for 3 days at Westminster Abbey. Prince Charles, expected to become king, of course, will then tour the country. The day of the Queen's funeral and the day of the Prince Charles coronation will both be public holidays within the United Kingdom. Amazingly so, the rules stretch even further than that. An orbit light will go off in all commercial radio stations across the UK. When this happens, DJs will be required to play somber music only. The BBC will enforce the wearing of black ties amongst all male presenters before the announcement is made. The network will then briefly show her portraits accompanied by the national anthem before the news of her death is broken. Now, TV schedules will be disrupted for days on end. Archive footage and pre-recorded content will likely fill the airways. In fact, over the 12-day mourning period, the BBC will be required to remove all of its comedy programs. Airline pilots will also be required to tell passengers about the Queen's death while they are mid-flight. Britain would eventually be compelled to reprint its currency to, and of course, reflect the new monarch on the throne. Most sporting fixtures will also be cancelled out of a mark of respect, but it is unclear how long this will go on for, and the day of the funeral will also affect sporting events all over the Commonwealth. Netflix has a plan for the Operation London Bridge. Production on the Crown would cease for a week. Of course, here in the Virgin Islands, our leaders have begun expressing their sympathies to Buckingham Palace and the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II. We are more alike than we are different. Those were the sentiments shared by Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley as he addressed the Afro-Caribbean Forum on the issue of culture, using the BVI as an example of the melting pot that has allowed persons from various cultures and nationalities to come together and pool their minds and skills. Premier Wheatley said that this places the territory in the position for the development of a common agenda and integration.
In places where you have lots of migration, I believe really can become really central points for pushing the global and the regional agenda, both the African-Caribbean relationship as well as Caribbean integration. We have to be at the forefront and at the lead because, of course, we've been taught for so long that we have differences which divide us. And we focus on some of the very minute differences as opposed to focusing on the overwhelming similarities between us. So it's also about a mindset, as we've been speaking about before.
Premier Wheatley, who was featured on a panel at the time, said that it is imperative that people from the Caribbean region and the African region engage in discussions and work together to progress their respective development agendas from a place of common ground. He also added that for too long, both regions have allowed others to exploit their human resources.
Who had resided in my island, a man by the name of James E.P., who used to cut my hair. And I'm in Sierra Leone, and they're playing James E.P. So really, as Prime Minister Matley reminded us this morning, the key is for us to meet each other. Because really, ultimately and truly, we're the same people. We dress the same, we walk the same, we listen to the same types of music, we eat the same types of food. And what we have to train our minds to do is to not allow others to exploit our talents, exploit our creativity, and exploit all our skills for their own benefit and use it for our own benefit.
When 284 News returns, social assistance benefits under review and high electricity costs directly related to record prices of oil and gas across the global market, says BVI EC. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch at Kent? You say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Viewers, welcome back and thank you so much for sticking with us. You're watching 284 News out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. The BVI Electricity Corporation has attributed the rising cost of electricity in the territory to external factors, particularly the effects of COVID-19 pandemic, along with the Russian invasion of Ukraine on the global oil market. General Manager of the BVI Electricity Corporation, Mr. Leroy A.E. Abraham, spoke on the matter in a recent interview with 284 Media.
Coming out of the pandemic, energy is directly correlated to oil and gas. And ultimately, when the prices of those two commodities go up, ultimately it affects energy costs. So at this present time, coming out of the pandemic, that has unfortunately driven the cost of oil extremely high. And more recently, the geopolitical issues which are taking place in Europe between Russia and Ukraine, that has unfortunately spiraled or caused the effects of coming out of the pandemic and caused the cost of oil and gas to escalate to record figures that we haven't seen in well over 2 decades.
Mr. Abraham said that despite popular opinion of the situation within the Virgin Islands being out of hand, this is something that has unfolded regionally and globally, with countries being forced to adapt and electricity companies forced to pass on some of the escalated costs to customers. Ultimately, however, Deputy General Manager of the BVIEC, Simone Penn, said that customers must be accountable for the autonomy they have to control energy consumption within their households.
Essentially, the customers are in control of their electricity consumption, and persons have to practice measures such that they can reduce their consumption within their homes so that they can likewise see a reduction on their electricity bill.
Customers are being encouraged to be aware of how electricity is being consumed in their homes and to take the necessary measures to mitigate as best the growing costs within their homes.
Persons may not know, but if you just turning off a television or appliance doesn't mean that it isn't consuming electricity. There's what is called idle load, where you will see like a timer on your microwave or a light on your TV, and that means that that appliance is still consuming electricity. So once you are aware of how the appliances in your home consume electricity, then you can employ mitigating measures to reduce your household consumption.
Minister for Health and Social Development, alongside, of course, he is the District 8 representative, the Honorable Marlon A. Penn, has welcomed the commencement of a review of the social assistance benefits and grant admission system within the Virgin Islands. The main purpose of the review is to support a shift in the design and administration of social assistance benefits, as well as the issuance of grants from the government of the Virgin Islands. Honorable Penn said the revised policy frameworks will be used to create a new legislation that would aid in streamlining those processes in line with international standards. He said, and I quote, "It is our hope that at the end of this process, accessing public assistance will be easier and more transparent. This process," he continued, says, "will also create an avenue where people will be more comfortable seeking the help they need." Now, the Minister for Health said the 4-month project being funded by UNICEF is expected to deliver a reform plan for strengthening the design and administration of social assistance benefits and services to persons in need. This includes ensuring shock responsiveness to reduce the impact of disasters and crises on vulnerable households and communities. Honorable Penn said the consultants will also prepare a guidance document to govern the issuance of government-funded grants in other areas of activity across government ministries, departments, and agencies. He said, and I quote, "This further demonstrates our commitment to advancing the good governance agenda that was set out by the Government of National Unity in its framework for implementing the Commission of Inquiry recommendations and other reforms." Now, the review of viewers is being conducted by the Social Policy Research Institute through a contract issued by UNICEF. SPRI Global is a non-for-profit institute based in Belgium, which engages in research and research-based consultancy services in the field of social protection with a concentration in poverty and inequality research and capacity building activities. Now, members of the SPRI team, Professor Dr. Chris DiNubo, Director, and Julia Capati, Senior Researcher, arrived in the territory on September 5th for initial meetings with key government officials. They were joined by UNICEF Social Policy Specialist, Ms. Diana Rose King. This work is said to be made possible with the support of the SDG Joint Program, with focus on engaging and training the youth and strengthening integrated social protection sector delivery in Anguilla, BVI, Grenada, and St. Kitts and Nevis, together with additional technical and financial assistance from UNICEF, Ms. King said. Viewers, when 284 News return, government seeks legislative drafting services for marine laws. Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too, offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media at cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
The beautiful Virgin Islands, or nature's little secret as some prefer, where the weather stays warm and the drinks stay cold, where men in wigs get their lawyer bills paid by governments and governments lose planes, where walls are built and prisoners escape. You vacation where we suffer. BVI love.
a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and, bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons that translate to grounded, community-minded, well-rounded men. This season, I'm taking you on an entirely different journey, from chefs to dancers, philanthropists, communications specialists, and much more. I'm heading outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Bojangara, Jackson Lake, not forgetting Anigata. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing, and I'm so proud. Get ready to reason, reflect, and redirect. We are the movers and shakers of this generation, and we ain't afraid to show it. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman, Season 3 by yours truly, Ron Grant, raising a generation of greatness. Viewers, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. You're watching 284 News out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. The government of the Virgin Islands, acting through the Attorney General's chambers, is inviting qualified, professional, experienced, and resourceful candidates to submit expressions of interest to create a specialist panel to provide legislative drafting service for the comprehensive review of the maritime laws of the British Virgin Islands. Now, viewers, the primary objective of this undertaking is to create a legislative drafting maritime panel consisting of individuals who can efficiently and effectively provide the required legal drafting services to the government to draft the primary and subsidiary legislation required to give effect to the review of the British Virgin Islands maritime laws in order to undertake peer review of drafts produced by other drafters as part of the project and to liaise with them on their projects where appropriate. Candidates must be qualified solicitors, barristers, or attorneys at law, be able to demonstrate an advanced level of English language, have an ability to assimilate complex facts quickly, be able to exercise sound judgment, and preferably possess a diploma or master of law in legislative drafting. Now, Procurement Coordinator Mrs. Ishma Reimer said, and I quote, "The aim of the project is to consolidate and localize the legislation as far as is possible into BVI laws," adding that the intention is the Merchant Shipping Act 2001 should be repealed in its entirety and replaced by a new Merchant Shipping Act. Now, this act, viewers, would cover the four principal subject areas of maritime regulatory laws, including regulation of merchant shipping, regulation of fishing, vessel safety, wreck and salvage, and measures to protect the maritime environment. Electronic submissions is a format not exceeding 10 MB should be sent to the procurement coordinator at email address procurement@gov.vg. Again, that email address is procurement@gov.vg. The file name and the email subject must bear the applicant's name and EOI for legislative drafting services. Maritime panel for BVI. Expressions of interest must be submitted no later than Monday, September 26, 2022 at 12 noon. Expression of interest submitted after this time will not be considered and will be rejected. Submissions will be opened on Tuesday, 27 September 2022 at 11 a.m. Bidders who wish to witness the opening process may request the WebEx access code and password from the procurement coordinator at procurement@gov.vg with the subject EOI for legislative drafting service maritime panel for BVI by noon on Monday, 26 September 2022. Now, viewers, for additional information, please contact the procurement coordinator at 468-4243. Again, that number is 468-4243 or 468-5921. Or email procurement@gov.vg. Viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com, and of course, like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I will see you again tomorrow as we deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We are your source for honest and impartial news right here on 284 Media. A happy Thursday to each and every one. Have a beautiful rest of your evening. Bye-bye.
Yo, everything good there? Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really?
Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home. Keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
You value traditions. Today, you value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch and you say you were sick? What happened to over the rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
Alright, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye!
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home. Keeping out that trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dog. Nickelodeon. Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.